On December 6, 2010, the U.S.S. Nimitz departed San Diego for a 12-month dry docking planned incremental availability, or DPIA, at the Puget Sound Naval Shipyard, an intermediate maintenance facility in Bremerton. The ship had just received a meritorious unit commendation while in the Persian Gulf for its back-to-back deployments in support of the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it was due for a makeover. The supercarrier of the U.S. Navy elite ship of her class was about to become the oldest U.S. aircraft carrier in service with decommissioning of the U.S.S. Enterprise. She was laid down and launched the commission in 1972. Nowadays she's part of the Carrier Strike Group 11 with Carrier Air Wing 17. She's the flagship of the Strike Group and home of the commander of the Destroyer Squadron 23. In September of 2011, Nimitz moved from Dry Dock Number 6 to Naval Base Kitsap's Bremerton Delta Pier, relocating its crew of 3,000 people as it was suddenly boarded by hundreds of civilian contractors. Many of these contractors were from San Diego or Virginia or other big Navy towns, and routinely traveled to the different Nimitz maintenances and were on a first-name basis with much of the crew. San Diego company Pacific Maritime sent a bunch of its guys up for the one-year dry docking, with its electricians helping to pull a big chunk of the 250,000 feet of electrical cable. They also were part of the restructuring of the mess hall, the officers' living quarters, the bathrooms, the pilot house, the commanding officers' quarters, and all a bunch of other things like changing out of all the blast doors. What normally be simple logistics presented its own set of challenges, trying to get full-size equipment and material up to the tiny hatches of the ship. Not to mentioning the endless riveting of attaching everything to the full steel blast walls. And the hangar bay was like a bustling city of its own, though, with all the different deliveries coming from all the contractors all in the same spot. On March 5, 2012, the Nimitz departed Bremerton for the sea trials after wrapping up the 15th month $239 million DPIA, and a week later, after finishing its fast cruise, it headed to its home port in Everett. Since recording devices aren't exactly encouraged on the Nimitz, and since the media department of the U.S. Navy actually did a comprehensive 9-episode series on the work done during the dry dock, I'm going to throw up a link. Click it and check it out to see the full scope of work, and also an in-depth look at the way it affected the crew and everything else that was going on in the ship. The ship has a 50-year lifespan, which is sadly coming to an end in 2022. The Nimitz is set to be decommissioned and replaced by the U.S.S. John F. Kennedy.